Okay, I think we're live. I think we're live. I know nobody's here right now, V, but first let's do this. Dear magician, God of Mercury, we appreciate that you get a little break 2 or 3 times a year for your retrograde. But at this moment, we appreciate good communication, good
Mhm.
electronics, the
Mhm.
flow of everything. And
Yeah.
so it is. Woo.
So it is.
So somebody's here. Hey, whoever you are out there with the thumbs up. Welcome, welcome. I'm gonna
Hey
go find.
guys.
I'm gonna go find my. I'm gonna go find my thing and post it. Hey, Vicky Noah.
There we go.
Excuse my cough.
Um,
There I am. I'm hitting the live. Ooh.
what's happening there?
We just wolfed down some chili.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. What am I doing? I'm sharing.
Hey Vicky. Hey Nicole. I shared. I didn't even put any words to it. I also want to say that you guys are getting the Kathleen Turner this evening. If you haven't noticed, my voice register is completely different than what it usually is. Um,
Nice.
so this is the Kathleen Turner.
Very nice. This is weird. It's not doing it like it normally does it. It's doing it different. Now playing.
Huh.
Okay. Anyway. Hey,
Hey,
everybody. Hey, Nicole.
hey.
Your peacock self. Nicole, are you in Winter Park, Florida? Because Winter Park, Florida is peacock is their bird. Somehow peacocks got let out in Winter Park, Florida, and in this very wealthy neighborhood, they're on the roofs and they like peck at the stuff and they destroy things and they're very loud. They're very loud.
Peacock out?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They're kind of like sandhill cranes. Oh, Nicole, she said no. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Diana.
Oh, hey Kathy. Hi Eileen. Hi
Oh,
Diana.
where's Eileen?
Eileen
There's
Sue.
Eileen.
Yeah.
Hello. How are you? So welcome everybody. We some of y'all probably were not on when we said our little prayer to the god Mercury, the magician, because we
Mhm.
are in the midst. Actually, we're in the forefront of Mercury retrograde right now, and there's nothing to be scared of. It's something to be aware of.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
being a motorcycle rider. You don't need to be afraid to get on the bike and ride, but you need to be very conscious because not everybody's looking out for you.
This is true. This is true.
Oh,
Kathy,
Kathy, yay.
because of the title. Oh boy.
Yeah. So Kathy, it sounds like this might be your first time. And we're gonna just shoot the stuff for a moment here, and then we're
Mhm.
gonna do we're each gonna pull one card for 8 people, but we'll get those 8 people in a little bit, so hang tight. Celebrating my birthday. Oh, Eileen, happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
Let me
Eileen.
let me do a little air horn. That's for the
Yeah.
birthday girl. So, and this is Taurus. We're still in Taurus. We're still celebrating V's birthday month.
Yes, we are still in this month of May, still feeling the energies of it, learning, growing, releasing, all of the above. Yeah, yeah.
So let's see. This morning at what 12, like 12:15
Or 14.
a.m.
Yeah.
When it clicked over to Monday morning, there's a
Mhm.
full moon. There's an eclipse.
Yep.
Let's see, full moon, and what was it in? Something weird like Scorpio or something, or no?
Scorpio. Yep. Full
Well,
moon
oh,
and
so
lunar eclipse in Scorpio.
wow. And then we're
Yeah.
in Mercury retrograde.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what Mercury retrograde is, you want to take this one? Or you want me to?
I'll give it a little bit.
Okay, go for it.
So Mercury is the planet of communication. And when things go into Gatorade, lemonade, retrograde, it it doesn't necessarily move backwards, but it slows down. So it's instead of spinning and moving along the zodiac wheel, it spins in a circle and kind of hangs out. But during that time is when communication, technology, electronics, negotiations, things of that nature, need to be really taken uh, carefully, I guess you can say, because things can be out of whack during this time. Um, so that's like what we say to kind of like be aware of. But Mitch, if you want to jump in and tell us, all of what that means in terms of how we can work with that and what it
So,
allows for.
yes, so I am. Oh, look, hey, Cherry Tree Readings. Listen, so let's see. I read your name and felt a strong energy and connection, and thought you wanted to read. Oh, Cherry Tree, thank you so much for that. But I am gonna find a way to block you.
Mhm.
Just for spam. So we're gonna get rid of you. Hopefully that'll get rid of you. Because yeah, this is our time, not yours.
Right. Hey, Louise.
So yeah, so Cherry G reading. Thank you, but no thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure Cherry Tree is gone.
Okay. So I will also say while Mitch is doing that, talking about the retrograde, it's a time of the re's. So reevaluating, reassessing, sometimes
Rebooting people out of our room.
rebooting. But it really is about slowing down and paying attention to what's coming up and sometimes shifting perspective, making decisions of what's showing back up. A lot of times we talk about, exes coming out of the woodwork during the retrograde. But even if it's not exes, there's usually things that we have worked with and didn't really finish completing, and it's coming back and say, hey, what do you want to do with this thing? So now is the time to really reassess it, figure out what you want to do with it, and clear it should you want to. So that's also what the retrograde.
Yay! So hey everybody, there's a lot of I don't want to talk a lot about this because V and I feel very much the same about this. But if anybody ever DMs you for a reading, they're probably a scam. So, just go look at their page. And if it's somebody that you're already friends with, you might just, kind of block them or delete them. Like Cherry Tree Reading, they felt a real strong connection to my energy. I'm glad because my energy is pretty fucking strong.
Yes.
But, she loves my love and light, inbox her for an accurate reading. I'm okay. I'm good. Thank you, though. Not today.
And here's a little thing before you guys we move on from that. Number one, scammers will speak in a lot of emojis. Listen, us doing this work, we don't have time for the emoji rundown.
No.
we just don't.
Well, and here's the thing. I know how I work, and I would have that all copied and pasted so I can just cut and paste it, especially if I'm trying to work it out and make some money here.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Oh, Lord, it's funny. But yeah, so a lot of wild and crazy fun stuff right now. I always say, and you might have said this, but I was busy with Cherry Tree. Wishing like a wishing well. Why am I saying wishing well? Is that like a cherry tree? Is that something from who did Wishing Well? It was Nina Cherry's brother,
Nina Cherry.
Buffalo
No,
State, or was it Nina Cherry?
I think it was Nina Cherry.
I
Nina
thought it was
Cherry.
her. I thought it was her brother.
Oh,
Somebody,
was?
music people, because was it that was Terrence Trent D'Arby, Wishing Well.
Oh, yes.
Boom! It wasn't. It was that. I
Yep.
don't think that was
You're
Nina
right.
Cherry's brother. But
You're right.
yeah, Marco Wishing Well. Something. There's Cherry Tree in there somewhere. Cherry, Cherry Tree in there somewhere. Ooh, so V, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How you doing still? Where are you with Ireland? My
With
word green
Ireland.
for you today.
Ireland. Um, I'm doing good. Still coming down. And I feel like now is the space in between. Before it was just like kind of being quiet and downloading. And so now it's that space between what I have gotten and the planning part of what comes next, if that makes sense. It's like it's that middle ground before the action starts. Now it's kind of like synthesizing and the writing piece of course during Mercury retrograde, right? But the writing piece, putting it down on paper of where I want to take the information that I was given and what to begin to offer to my community, to the world, and the whole nine. So another reason why I feel scattered is I feel like I should be doing something, but my brain is in like 30 different places and it won't land or focus on any one thing. So it's letting me know that it's still not ready yet, but just be prepared, you know? Um, and I hate being in that space because then I feel like I'm not being productive because nothing is happening. But there's so much stuff happening, but it's not me physically doing things, you know?
Right into the surface.
Yeah. So, but I went through and looked through my pictures today again, and I was just like, this was a time of my life. And so grateful to have spent that time and did those things and, put feet on sacred sites and the whole nine. So,
Nice.
yeah.
So I am wearing green, not necessarily because of you, but we're going to say that. So it's Mental Health Awareness Month. And during my day job as an employee health and well-being partner, on two of the campuses I go to, we did a little 10, 15-minute walk just to stomp, 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 makes me want to stomp the stigma of mental health. So it
Nice.
was a nice little walk today. And shall I go ahead and address the elephant in the room?
Yes.
So underneath his Band-Aid is 5 stitches.
Mitchell got,
And
y'all, he was doing some Fight Club stuff that we shouldn't talk about. And like he came out clean.
yeah, this is all I got. Now underneath his shirt, I'm bruised and battered. No, we were eating dinner last night, and Fabian said to the server, who we know really well, Stefano, who we named our cat after. Not really, but it's funny, because I didn't have my bandage on, and Fabian goes, "Did you see what I did to Mitch?" So yes, this is a boo boo. So what it is it's also Skin Cancer Awareness Month, and I didn't do it for that. But you know what? I went into because I have a new job, kind of new role and new location. I established a new eye doctor. I established a new dermatologist. I see that yawn. Um, so I went into my dermatologist, and I'm surprised this is all he had to cut out. You see this red here, which is usually a little more redder. It's really looking amazing. So he froze that. He froze the rims of my ears, and then this was a little basal cell, which is he said if you're going to have a cancer, this is a good one to have because it's just superficial versus the squamish,
Squat.
squamish, or the
Oh, okay.
melodrama, as I call it, which is melanoma. The melodrama is like it's little on the top, and then there's a whole bunch of like tentacles
Yeah.
going through your body on the bottom.
Squamous.
So squamous, that's it. Squamous, but but yeah. So so they cut that little. It was literally like the size of a piece of pepper, but the scar is like an inch long. So it was really interesting. I haven't had anything like that in a while. I got to really practice my mindfulness because I was
Nice.
like falling asleep as they're tugging. At one point, way down at the bottom of the where he was cutting, I just said to him, I said, "Now, I do want you to know I can feel that, but I'm okay." And he's like, "Oh no, we're gonna numb that up." I said, "I'm okay if you want to keep going. It's not that big a deal."
No.
Because he's like, "Can you feel any of this?" And I'm like, "Are you touching me with something sharp?" And he goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "No, I can't feel none of that." He goes, "Okay, we're good." But then once he got to like down to the edge, I was like, because I have a pretty high tolerance to pain. Plus, I don't feed into the drama of it, the thought of it. So, but he's like, "No, we'll make sure you're good." So, and then I got to go back Wednesday and have the stitches taken out. And I'm like, when I was 12, I took out my own stitches, and I would totally do it. But I'm gonna go back in and let them take it out because I got to go to Dallas for Tide.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dun, da, da, the International Divination Event or Expo. I can't. I think it's Expo. I think it's
Expo, I
Expo.
think.
Expo. It's
Yeah.
Expo. Anyway, so if you don't know about Tide, look it up. The International Divination Expo in Dallas, Texas. There are some seriously big names going to be there. I'm excited. I think I'm most excited. Well, okay. So, and I can't remember all. So if you're on the list and I don't say your name, I'm sorry. So I'm excited to see Ethany, of course, Sasha, but then Matt Aaron, the witch, psychic witch,
Oh,
and
yes. Yes, yes.
so I've never met them, and I'm like, because I don't like have any of their books or anything like that, and but it's like I really want to because their Twitter feed is amazing. So Twitter, Twitter,
Nice.
Twitter. So
Nice.
so
Do they do they do the folk festival, do you know? Matt Irwin in
I
New
think
Orleans?
so.
Maybe not.
Yes, there was a
Yes.
picture. It was there was he just posted a picture of in some weird garb.
Yes. Okay. Just want to make sure
But
it's the
is it
same.
called folk or is it?
Well, it's now it's Hex Fest. It used to be the Folk Magic Festival, but now it's Hex Fest.
I think yes. I think they do definitely, and
Okay.
I think he and his partner are big witches or something. I don't know. I
Gotcha.
think they
Okay.
both. I think they're a power couple.
Yeah,
So,
the name, I'm just like, I know this name, and I believe I've met them
and then
in
there's a Stormy Fairy Wolf or something too.
that
Anyway,
isn't
it's Twitter.
okay.
So it's the witch Twitter, the gay witch Twitter. So I'm going to be using the Terra of the New Vision. I want someone to tell me how you would say that in Spanish, in Espanol. Terra de Nuevo Vision, something like that.
Sounds good.
So this is a fun deck because it's like reversed, kind of. We'll see as we go. What are you reading with?
I am actually reading with the Telesma Tarot by Tara Cochran. I love this. I think I pulled this out before. What, the Cochran?
I thought you like. I thought you were saying tarot Cochrane, like tarot Cochrane, or like Cochrane, tarot Cochrane. It's tarot Cochrane. Yeah,
Nope.
I know. Yes,
Tara
Eileen, we're gonna do some readings. We're getting there
Tara.
now.
And it's a collage deck, but it's gorgeous. It's the one that has the beautiful back
Wow.
and the
You
gilded
you
edges.
you vibe with I said
You
Cochrane's.
know,
You vibe with collages, don't you? You like collage decks.
a few. I have a
Okay,
few of
okay,
them that they have to strike me. So yeah,
okay. Yeah, I've not met a collage that I vibed with. It's
gotcha.
it makes me feel like a child with ADD. I'm like I really don't know where to look, and you know, and with regular decks, I'm like I can see a tiny piece in the corner I've never seen before, and it jump out at me. But with the
Mhm.
collages, it's because of probably the hard edges and how compartmentalized. So
Mhm.
interesting them. So, all right. So, Eileen, we are going to do some readings. So, everybody watching us, this is how we roll. And there's a good chance everybody on here will get a reading, except for
Mhm.
Cherry Tree, because she's offering readings. Um, so,
She
we
don't.
are going to. So we're going to take 8 names, and then V and I are going to each pull a card and give a reading. You don't get to ask a question. We just tell you what we believe Spirit wants you to know tonight, right here. So here's how you get on the list. And there's a bouncer at the door. So if you're not on the list, you don't get in. So here's how you get on the list. You type in, if you've not had a reading from us ever, then definitely get ready. Get ready, but don't type yet. If you had one 2 weeks ago, please wait just a moment or two before you hit enter. But if you would like to get a reading, you haven't had one in over a month, then type the word me, M-E, meaning you, meaning me, you. If you want to put it in capital letters, we'll be able to see it easier. But we're going to take the first 8 people who type the word me, and then we're going to dive into those readings. So, and if you don't get a reading, you're watching this in the replay, which basically means it's not Monday, May 16th at 7:21 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, then you can pick a letter. So Eileen, bam! Now, Eileen, you only get one. I, I see
So
you put.
Eileen, Diana, Kathy, Louise, Nicole.
We got room for 3 more. 3 more. If you've had a reading before, hit enter now. It's okay. You don't need to wait. And also, if you don't get on the list, then you can just in your own head pick a number 1 through 8 and piggyback with somebody else.
Mhm.
Or you can every time a number comes up, you can think about a specific question or a specific area and allow that to be your response. So, all right, we got 3 more. 3 more. Bueller. Bueller.
Bueller.
Hey, Christy Wilson.
Hey, Christy.
Christy and I know each other in real life. In real
I
life, like me and you, V. We've been in each other's presence.
Yes.
So 2 more people, and if we don't get those 2 more, then we'll do like a collective or something. So we've got here's the list. So number 1, Eileen. Number 2, Diana. 3, Kathy. 4, Louise. 5, Nicole. 6, Christy. I was hoping we get a Thelma and Louise,
Ba-dum-dum. What
because you
number is
know
Louise?
Louise is 4,
I'm
cuatro.
gonna piggyback. I'll be the Thelma to her Louise.
Oh, there you go. And I'm going to piggyback Christy. I'm drawn to number 6 tonight, so I'm going to go with number 6. So basically, what V and I are doing is we're just piggybacking on with y'all. We're not going to read for us. We're piggybacking with y'all. So we've got room for 2 more. If you're just joining us and you want to get a reading, type the word me, M-E, in the chat. We're choosing. Yeah, we chose a number, Diana. So if you just joined us and you want to get a reading, just type the word me in the chat and you'll be number 7 or 8 and we'll get started. We'll give it about another minute and then we'll go ahead and get started. We'll get this party started.
Yay, Louise. So while we're doing that, I've
Yes.
been on TikTok and I've been on Smut Talk.
Oh, oh,
I got a new Kindle, and so I've been just been reading like dark academia smut. Like that's just been my life, and I love it.
wow. I'm sure
Yes,
it's feeding your soul.
it is. It really is like dark academia. So things that are happening in school, and first of all, I love school, but it has a dark element to it. So there might be like so the one I'm reading now, they're in a castle, and it's like a this university kind of like Hogwarts type of situation, and
Oh,
yes. So yeah, there's a professor and there's a new student and college and yeah. So
Alice, we got you. You're number 7, Alice. And then we'll make number 8 a collective read unless somebody else pops in. So, say collective pop in dark acad. Oh, my one of my guilty pleasures. One of
uh-huh.
my guilty pleasures is going to TikTok and just doing like hashtag Karens or Karen's gone wild or Karen's got karma or Karen's got arrested.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know what it is, but
I
I love to watch the caucasity.
capacity is
Ooh,
on
oh,
that money. Oh
oh
man.
my gosh. Okay, so let's do this. So
I'm,
once again, I'm reading from the New Vision Tarot of Tarot de Nuevo Vision,
and I'm reading with the Telesma Tarot by Tara Cochran, indie deck.
Tara Cochran.
And it's a big deck, y'all.
The big duck. All right, so Eileen, you're going to be number 1, and if you're watching in the replay and you want to piggyback on with Eileen, just in your own head say, "I'm going to piggyback with number 1, or 2, or 3, or 4, or 5, or 6, or 7, or the collective number 8." All right, so V, I'll let you go first as always because
All
it feels
right.
good.
All right.
And when you
So
said, and when you said Kathleen Turner in the beginning, I didn't think your voice. I was thinking, "Oh, she's going to cuss tonight."
I mean there's high probability for that as well. We'll see.
You be Kathleen Turner, and I'll be oh my gosh, who is oh, Harvey Firestein. His voice, oh my God, it's
It's got
incredible.
hurt. It's
He's
got.
made a living out of it, just like Gilbert Godfrey did.
Oh, yeah, I did. Ugh.
I
Oh my
know.
gosh.
Okay,
Okay. So,
okay, go.
Irene, here we have this Seven of Cups. And so the thing that's jumping to my mind is um you need to narrow some things
Did
down.
I'm sorry. Did you say Kathleen?
Did I say Kathleen? I said Eileen, I thought. Oh, sorry, Eileen. If I
I
said
thought you. Maybe I heard Kathleen because of Kathleen Turner.
Eileen, um, it's time for you to narrow some things down. All right. Right now, it feels like there are options or there are these things that you can pour your energy into, but I really feel like there's a lot of distraction that's happening going on around you. And I feel like you are emotionally distracted as well, trying to figure out where to put your energy, where to, spend a little time here and spend a little time here. But none of it is really creating the type of gains that you want in any of those areas. Okay. And so with this Seven of Cups, it's asking you to kind of rein things in so you can figure out what is real in the right now. Sometimes we can have an opportunity or pieces of something that start to present themselves, and we feel like we need to jump on it right now. Sometimes it's just the beginning to show you what's around the bend, but just wait on it. It more is coming. So I feel like some of these things are still kind of off in the distance, and I want you to take inventory of where you're working, what you have going on, and if those things are in the place for you to actually do some productive work with them. If not, surrender them, release them. If they are for you, they will come back. All right. But the scatteredness, especially during this time, is not doing you service at all. Okay. So
Wonderful, and she already said so accurate. So, and then Eileen, from me for you, this is the King of Pentacles. So, and as you can see, if anybody out there knows tarot, you can see this is from behind the scenes is what this is. So typically the King of Pentacles is going to be this beautiful Virgo energy, very grounded, but critical in nature. And I feel like this is just really saying, take a look and see, how do I say this? Take a look and see what is going on inside of you and how it's kind of trying to motivate you to move forward. This beautiful herring or bird, I don't know what they're looking at there on the ground. It seems like it's just a rock. Maybe those are pentacles stacked up. But I feel like this is from spirit. You're missing a few things. They're
Mm,
right there in front of you. They're right there next to you. They're right there behind you, but you're missing a few things to help you complete the chores and the things that you need done. If you're physically missing some things, go back to square one and see where you lost them and start looking back there. But also go back and don't look for the specific image you think. Just be open to the possibilities of finding what it is that you need. And again, this card is so interesting because of how it shows you the backside. This again, spirits, whatever's inside of you, I feel like this has to do with more of the material world and things like that. So I'm putting the card down because I got to stop looking at this again. Spiritual, I'm clear. You're gonna find what you need. You're gonna find whatever you're missing right now. Just kind of like, when your computer on your phone is like you can't get something to open, or you just need to shut everything down, turn it off, reconnect to the towers around you, and then it's like turn it back on, log back in. Oh, there's what I've been looking for. It's like it's going to come that easily for you. So
mm,
totally way off of what the King of Pentacles is. But I feel like that has to do with where we are. Mercury retrograde, King of Pentacles, very Virgo energy, very critical,
mhm.
very logical in a lot of ways, unlike most of the other kind of earth signs. So hey, Kaylin, go for
Hey,
it.
Caitlin, can I bring your card back up for me real quick?
Mm,
So it's funny what I'm seeing with this King of Pentacles because it is the back. It's also like, okay, you've been sitting on your ass way too long. That you've created an indentation in your throne of and you're watching somebody in front of you kind of do the work. So this is like get up and you can still add to, like you said, shut some things down, take a walk. If you take a walk behind the throne, there may be the things that you've been looking for, but you're waiting for them to show up in front of you. All right, that's all.
love it. I love it. I love it. So
I'm with this deck now. I'm like,
hey,
oh, I
Jonathan
talk
James
about that so
Daly,
much.
aloha
Aloha, Jonathan.
from the other side of the country world. So, Diana, we're coming at you next, and anybody who chose to piggyback on number two. So, anybody joining us now or in the replay, you can piggyback with numbers 2 through 7. Number 8 is going to, she said, literally dead on. All right. So, you can piggyback on 2 through 7, and the number 8 is going to be a collective for everybody. Eileen, you are welcome. Thanks for hanging with us. I'm glad the title, Shenanigans, caught your attention. We love when that happens. So, Diana, coming at you.
All right, Diana, for you, I have the magician. And so during this Mercury retrograde, I don't know if things have just been a little haywire for you because the magician is related to Mercury. Um, and what this is saying is that, it's time for you to begin this process of number one, communicating, but secondly, creation, putting together all of your materials, all of your resources, all of your thoughts, your your energy to do. It's time to start compiling these things because it's time for you to begin to take off. With these cheetahs down here, this is talking about speed and movement and things going and going at a rapid pace. All right. Um, it's like open your eyes to what you have around you. It's one of those things where you have to put the things that you already have together. It's not prepackaged. You have to kind of source who you are, what you know, what you have, how you feel to begin to put these things in order for you to create and take off. All right. So open your eyes to who you are and what you have at your fingertips to make magic happen. Okay.
And then, Diana, from me, oh, we've got the 10 of Wands. Um, this is, I'm going to go with the cards. I'm going to stop trying to bring in the traditional meaning. Shield yourself, protect yourself from any of the negative Nancy naysayers, the critical folks of the work that you're doing. You are doing very valuable work. And the reason I'm saying this is you can see this person, it's their face is protected by this, the 10 wands, and they've done the work. Don't let anybody downplay, downgrade, disregard the hard work that you've done. Remember that when you finish a day's work and you're exhausted, and someone may look at it and kind of go, well, you didn't do what I did today. Well, that's their world. That's their
Mhm.
stuff. I believe it's very relative to who we are. Someone may have an incredibly busy, hectic, crazy day, and they never leave their office chair, and they took a nap at 3 o'clock. I mean, it's relative to who you are. So again, I think the bottom line with this message is, tune out the negative critical voice of other people right now, or
Mhm.
those people who they're not even around, but they've been in your psyche for so long, like our mom and our dad, who we can hear their voice saying, why aren't you working today? You're a lazy ass. Tune that out. Say, you know what? No, I'm doing my thing and I'm doing it well, because you are working hard. Bottom line, 10 of wands, hard work.
Mhm.
And things are about to shift and start again and change, because 10 is actually a 1, but you've been through the cycle, so you take all of that with you. It's like when you hit, when you graduate from high school, it's not like, oh my gosh, I got to start all over again. No, you start college if you choose, but you take all the education from the years before you with you. Then when you finish with your 4-year degree, yes, you graduate again. You may choose to start, a master's degree. You take everything that you learned before you into the next one. It's a new beginning, but you take everything with you. So there you go, number twos.
I hate jumping in the end again, but
Girl, that's what this is all about.
I know, but that deck it says more things. I also want to say, look at how use this time to redefine embarrassment. Just because it's
Ooh,
hiding, like, and especially with this magician card, you have some specific skills, some specific things about you that you might be embarrassed about. Now is the time to pull them together and stop hiding, because that's what's going to, those are the things that you're choosing not to see, so to speak. So stop hiding. You have the work, you've done the work, stand in it and communicate it. So that's all.
nice. Oh, it's beautiful.
I'm gonna be buying this deck this weekend. Not that I
Yeah,
need to buy anything,
take a
but
screenshot. Is it good? I like it. I like it. I really,
yes.
really. I thought there was another one similar. All right, so we are going to Kathy and all the number threes who want to piggyback. And by the way, I chose 3 of Cups for the card of the night before we came on, and V, you had 3 of Wands, so it was a
I
three
did.
night. So let's see if some threes show up. Kathy, this is for you, and anybody piggybacking on number three.
All right, Kathy. So this message is perfect for tonight. It is the Hangman, and this Hangman here is saying that it's time for you to take a pause, for you to surrender, for you to let go of control. It does add up to a three, absolutely. Um, and there's more that's going to be found when you let go. You know, just I feel like you've been holding on too tightly to an idea or an experience or something where you're trying to mentally shift it in the way that you want it to go. But this is saying take your hands off of it and allow some flow, like he's over water. The hangman is connected to the magician, so there's some imagination that needs to happen versus the strict structured line of thinking A plus B equals C. When you're in that tunnel vision, you don't get to see the periphery. So this is saying surrender some of that tunnel vision to allow for your brain to work in its opposite direction of expansion and growth and imagination. Okay? So,
Nice.
right.
And then Kathy from me, ooh, Ace of Wands.
Nice.
This is interesting because this one almost looks exactly like the front, but you get to see the castle way out in the distance. And I feel like with that castle out there, this is like avoid letting the magnitude, the distance, the path that you've got to go on, avoid letting it hinder you from starting. In other words, what do they say? The journey of 1,000 steps. Something
Yeah.
begins with one step.
Yep.
Basically, go start.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when you start that marathon, you're not thinking about the finish line. You're just thinking about the first turn, which is,
Yep.
half a mile down the road, and then the next turn, and then the next turn. So, because I feel like you might have the ability or have the tendency to get overwhelmed when you think of what you got to do in the long run. And I know that feeling very well. If you're a fellow Pisces, Kathy, I know that feeling of like, I just need to focus on the, one step. I'm chunk it down is something I learned in my hypnotherapy training. Because when I get the 7 of Cups, I'm like, oh crap, that's too
Yep.
much. Okay, just take 1 cup down, deal with it. Take the next cup down, deal with it, next cup down. So go ahead and start the journey. Focus on each step rather than the long run. The long run. So, all right. So Jonathan, the deck is Tarot of the New Vision. I think that's what you're asking about.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kathy said, my twin I'm dealing with. Okay. Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
All right. So, Kathy, hope that all resonated with you. And then we're going to Louise, number 4's next. And V, you're tagging along with Louise.
Yes. All right. Thelma and Louise.
Come on.
Of course. So here we have the ear effect. And if you guys know why I'm laughing, because this is my card. All right. So with this Hierophant card coming up, um, it's wanting you to take a look at what you've learned. This is one of those things where it's about learning the rules so you can break them. Okay. Um, there's a bullhead here, so of course it's related to Taurus. And Taurus can be very bullheaded or very stubborn about how they go about things. I own it. I know it, you know? Um, but with the birds, the parrots on either side, there's this element of being able to take flight, so things don't have to be heavy, things don't have to be as conventional as you need them to be. It's learn what you know, and then how can you add some lightness to it so that the messages move or whatever you're teaching other people or the message, the conversations are moving. It's just about not getting stuck into a rigid pattern of what you know and not allowing yourself to grow within that, take a different direction with what you already know, or even just take in more um, to allow yourself to grow in the knowledge. Sometimes we get, I know what it is. There's nothing else you can tell me that can change my mind. This is all there is. But there's always more. So it's allowing yourself to receive more if you need to. Okay?
Nice. And Louise and V, from me, 3 of Pentacles, more
Another
threes.
three.
I love it. So, yeah, be prepared to do the work. And this is not traditional for this card. And it's okay to ask for help. And I
Mm,
feel like I'm able to say that with this card because traditional, this card sometimes carried with it a little bit of, one person working, 2 people on looking, going, what you really should be criticizing, critiquing, not assisting. But I feel like because we're in this new vision and we're reversed, it's almost like they showed up to help. So, they may be kicking stones and just, kind of looking down on the ground, waiting for you to ask them, would you like to help me? So they're there, they're available. And it's so funny because I literally keep hearing, with 3, you're going to get the job done so much quicker. So
mm,
whatever you got going on right now, with help, you're going to get the job done quicker. And it almost looks like he's like ready to hand the hammer over to them. So I really feel like, and also be cautious of stepping up on things. That's so funny. I would never say that, but I'm like, this is from spirit. So be very cautious if you're climbing up on things or doing anything. Just your balance, that
mm,
kind of thing right now. Um, but then also, this is again from spirit, as you're doing the work, take moments, especially in retrograde, to step back and marvel and wonder and appreciate what you've done so far. So if you've planted the shrubbery or the rose garden and there's no roses even blooming yet, and it's just a bunch of twigs with green leaves, appreciate that now, because then it's going to be even greater when the actual bloom happens. So,
mm.
plus it's also manifesting. It's also gratitude. It's also moving the energy in a positive direction rather than like, oh, it still doesn't look like I want it. Give it time to bloom. Give it time to bloom. So there you go, Thelma and Louise.
Thank you.
Hope that made some sense. All
Yes.
right. we're going to number fives and Nicole. So funny.
All
I
right.
wanted to say Nicolay. Nicolay, which I know that's not how you pronounce it, but anytime I hear it, I say it. Unless it's offensive, then I try not to.
All right. And to round up the evening of threes,
Ha
three of cups.
ha!
So here we have the Three of Cups. And so this is about socializing. This is about allowing yourself to get out, allowing yourself to see. Oh, we did have you pull the Three of Cups. Um, Allowing yourself to see different things. The world is trying to lighten up in terms of being around other people. We've been doing a lot of the hermiting, a lot of the virtual, and I feel like the world is starting to get to a place where people are feeling more comfortable of going and meeting others. So I feel like you might be in a time where, socializing in person, it can be just a little bit, but socializing in person can do wonders for where you are currently, whether that's to vent, whether that's to bounce things off of other people, whether it's just to feel other human interaction and energy at the same time. But this is just talking about opening that space to allow yourself to be in a place to feel and to give and to receive and to interact and all of those kind of good things. Um, yeah, and it feels like and to splurge a little bit. Enjoy yourself, like treat yourself when you go out. We've done time, so treat yourself.
And then Nicole from me, Page of Wands. Oh my God. So this is about don't compare yourself to others. And this is so funny because see that other person with their torch lit leading the way? And he's
Hmm.
like, come on. It's like
Yep.
trying to light the cigarette lighter and it won't light. You're like, oh, frustrated. You want to throw it. So don't compare yourself. Your flame, your wand will light when the time is right.
Mm.
So just hold on, be prepared. And again, it's okay if you use the light from somebody else to help light yours or to see the way right now. This deck is so weird because it's like I can't even read it traditional. That was probably my problem the first two cards why you kept jumping in because you're like, no, here's what it needs to say. But yeah, and really stay focused spirit and make sure you have your pants on because I'm looking at this person. I'm like, do you have your pants on? So make sure you dress properly for any event that you're going to.
Hmm.
You know, read the invitation, ask ahead. Yeah, make sure you've got the dress code down. And then take accept help from strangers if you need to. If someone else wants to light your flame, let them. It's okay. I know that's very metaphorical. So Nicole, the number fives. I hope that made some sense. You got something else?
I wanted to add to when you said about making about your pants, because I was talking about being virtual. We were doing a whole lot of meetings. People didn't have pants on, pajama pants, whatever. It didn't matter. But with my Three of Cups, that page of wands, it's also talking about potentially entering into a new community, and you kind of
Mm.
reemerging as a new version of self. It might take a minute for you to recognize who you are, what your energy is, or who you're supposed to be in this new circle of people. But take your time in finding that out. It doesn't have to be a rush. So. That's all.
Nicole, you're welcome. Thank you. Hope it made sense. Hope it helps. All right, number six is this would be Christy, and then I'm going to piggyback on that with Christy. So number six is
Mitchell. All right. So number 6 is Christy and Mitchell. Ooh, the 9 of coins. I love it. She is just laid out. Lap of luxury. This is, I said before, treat yourself, enjoy yourself. This is about, enjoying the fruits of your labor. And recognizing the work that you've put in, and now you get to celebrate. Now you get to upgrade whatever it is that you have, and you're like, you know what, I deserve the next level of this because I've been doing the work. So give that to yourself. There's no need for you to hold back. There's no need for you to hem and haw over it. Go for it. All right. These coins, you've been, like I said, doing the work, and you've made the stability and security and safety your own. All right. So treat yourself for this, just that part, you know? Um, This is like a completion card. You know, the 10 of coins is the abundance, but it's about to start over into something new. So this is saying, uh-oh, I froze it.
Oh, can you? I can still see you and hear you. Can you see and hear me?
I can still see and hear you, but it's frozen on the thingy. I'll just keep talking. It'll catch
Okay.
up.
Yep, we can hear you.
Um, so yeah,
Come on,
lay
Mercury.
right, exactly. Lay out and treat yourself. You deserve it. You've earned it. Um, yeah, that's what I got for this.
Cool. So, Christy, I hope you were listening to that because I know that probably really resonated with you. So, and then for me, Christy, so Page of Pentacles. So we've got lots of pentacles, lots of coins tonight for you. And this is about investment. I feel like, again, this is not traditional. I feel like this person is ready to drop this into like a slot machine, but not one of like chance, but one of investment. And I love this structure in the background, which is just this open kind of stone gazebo type thing. So I really feel like, now is a great time to invest. Oh, this is funny. I'm about to say what I'm about to say. Invest in like house and home and stuff like that, because baby and I just went looking at a couple houses and stuff. Um, we may be moved. I just forgot. I forgot we may be moved. We're just looking. We're just looking for the future of his business and stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah. So look for ways that you can invest in your future, especially like the physical domicile, house, home, surrounding land, property, and things and stuff like that. And be open to taking like professional advice as well, Christy. Like if there's like like an estate plan or something like that who can help you with your money and finances, be open to that as well. I'm seeing that from spirit and hearing that from spirit, like maybe a professional type guidance for what you're going through, because I know just a little bit, but I know there's a lot more that I don't know what's happening with you personally. So, all right, for Christy and a little bit for me. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it made sense for me too.
And if there is some movement, go for the next level. Allow yourself to upgrade. Like she's laying on a mattress and it looks comfortable AF. Get comfy digs. You've earned it. Move up. All
Cool.
right.
Hey, Mike, welcome. We're almost done with readings. If you want, Mike, you can piggyback on the next reading with Alice. She's number 7. Or you can wait for the collective reading, which is going to be the 8th one. So right now we're going to Alice. Alice, for you and all the number
Alice.
7s.
All right. Alice in the number
And
sevens.
it's late in England. It's like midnight, or it's tomorrow. I think you're in Tomorrowland.
All right.
You're welcome, Christy. So glad it
All right.
resonated.
So take a look at this collage. So Alice, for this nine of swords here, the thing that stood out to me was this guy holding this wrench
Yes.
right in the middle of the water. And this makes me feel like stop throwing monkey wrenches, self-sabotaging, your mind. Stop allowing your mind to create these monkey wrenches that aren't even real things, but you're creating them to be real things so that they can kind of halt your progress or halt what you're trying to do. All right. The Nine of Swords has a lot to do with anxiety and living in fear and being in your head about things. But the thing is that it's all of the things that you can think of in the worst possible sense in your head. A lot of these things are not happening in real life. And it's cutting the cord on what you're thinking versus what you're actually seeing, what's actually happening in front of you, and then warding that off with better thoughts or, better thinking, so to speak. Um, yeah, it's like don't create a problem. For whatever reason, society has taught us to think of the worst things first before we think of the good things. So we can come up with a myriad of horrible things we can think of that can happen. But this is saying start to switch the perspective of what's the best thing that can happen in this situation. And it'll change the landscape of your mind. Okay?
And all I kept hearing was zombies, zombies in your head, in your head. So look up the song by the Cranberries, Zombies, and just read over the lyrics. Alice, and see if the lyrics don't have another message for you as well. I'm a huge song lyric fan. A lot of times I go look them up. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense to me.
That makes
So, all right.
sense.
And Alice, from me, the card is, there's our final three.
There it
Three
is.
of swords. And so we've got
Osborn.
two swords for you, Alice. So this does, and this is Libra energy. So this
Hmm.
does tell me, and look at the rain falling. It's like, first of all, wow, I got to say the exact opposite of what I was about to say, and that is no tears. I was about to say, let it go, release it, let it go. But I'll put it, thank you, Spirit. Spirit said, it's not that no tears. Right now is not a time to cry. There will be a time to cry and release. Right now is a time to fight. And to go back to some of the things V said was, don't throw the wrench into it, which that may be what the tears would do right now. So Three of Swords, this is pain, this is loss. As you can see, the swords coming out the backside of the heart. But look at all the people who showed up. All these people are there. And it's like, I feel like they're there to witness this. And we're back to, how we're taught to see the bad stuff first? These people came to see your heart be ripped apart. No, don't let them see you cry. Go take care of this. Do what you need to do. When it's time for you to cry and to let go and release, then you'll know who your audience is and your best audience for you to do that in front of. Because I feel like I see someone holding your hand and just being there with you, just holding on to you right there. Yeah. Oh, that's right. The song is about war in Northern Ireland. Yeah.
Wow.
Interesting. Interesting. So, Alice, I hope that makes some sense for you. Yeah, go read the lyrics on that song too. Just see if it leads you any other places. So one final reading. This is the collective. So if you didn't get a reading, then this one is for you. Or if you're watching later than 7:54 Eastern Standard Time on Monday, May the 16th, 2020, then
Two.
then 2022. Yes, stuck back in the pre-pandemic. So you're welcome, Alice.
You're welcome.
All right, so V, what you got for the collective reading? Another
For
three?
for for the collective, I have dun, 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 woohoo, the Last Judgment, which is the Judgment card. Um, yeah, it's about rebirth. It's about absolution. It's about forgiveness. There's a phoenix in this picture, um, and there's fire. But the thing is about, and I feel like this is for us to begin to forgive ourselves. We are our own worst critics. So there can be all kind of judgment happening, this eyeball, this seeing eye of looking at us, but we are the ones that really hold on to whether we allow ourselves to be reborn or not, is the forgiveness piece. So this is, especially right now during this time, full moon in Scorpio, lunar eclipse in Scorpio, this element of release, anything that you're holding against yourself. You may have forgiven people in the past and situations that have happened, but forgive you. That wipes your slate clean. That absolves you from everything that has happened so that you may begin to trust yourself and have this element of rebirth and starting over. Tonight is a perfect time for you to write down all of the things in which you may have failed yourself or you feel like you failed other people, to burn it and get rid of it for good so that tomorrow when you wake up, you are completely fresh and can start on a better foot. Okay? So,
Nice. And for me and the collective, that pesky page of Pentacles came back up. So this one is different than the last reading. Keep your eye on the prize. I know it's a cliche, but it's a good one. Basically stay very focused on what it is that you hold dear, especially in the physical world, because pentacles are element of earth. It's all the physical stuff, your house, your car, your property, your clothing, all that stuff. So stay very focused on those things. Take care of them right now. If there's a window broken or a screen out or your rearview mirror fell off, now is a real good time to repair it. Again, retrograde, rethink, repair, renew, redo, revitalize, revamp, rekindle, regrow, whatever it is. It's a good time to do that between now and June 3rd it is. But yeah, keep your eye on the prize and focus, especially focus on the things that of the physical world right now, with that pinnacle showing up again. Doesn't make you materialistic to take care of those things. I think that shows like you're a good steward of the things that are part of you and that you've been entrusted to, like your house, like your car, like the land you're on, things like that. So there you go.
I love that that page came after this because that is just like a student starting over, having this little thing, the seed, and wanting to plant something substantial. So I love that there's this newness that follows this.
Absolutely. Woohoo. Well, V and everybody, thank you for hanging with us tonight.
Yes, yes.
Oh, Alice, did you look up the lyrics? Yay.
Thank you guys so
It's
much
a
for coming
powerful
and
song,
hanging out.
period. So no matter what, it's a powerful song. Jonathan James Daly, it's good to see you. Everybody,
Yeah.
Alice, is good to see you. So welcome, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, Mike. Oh my goodness. So I have already scheduled another one in 2 weeks. It is Memorial Day. We'll make sure we're good for that day. I think I am. I think I am.
Ye-
The 30th.
Um, I should be unless something happens, unless we have a barbecue at our house, but I should
Woohoo.
be.
We
Um,
will
Look, we didn't talk about it, so it might not happen, but but
we will figure it out. So V, why don't you want to let us know what you got going on? Anything special?
um right now just my readings. Like if you are wanting to get read, talking about new beginnings, talking about forgiveness, talking about starting over, starting a life rooted in pleasure, hit me up. Let's talk. Let's have a reading. Let's sit down and figure out how we can begin to create and craft um, this new way of life for you. No matter where you are in your current space, just creating more expansiveness, more openness, more fun, more joy to carry you even further. Thank you, Diana. Um, but yeah, you can find me at redlightreadings.com. My Sea Breeze is the most popular, and it's a virtual reading, one-to-one, live. And yeah, those are the ones that get requested the most. Um, and I go for 30 or 60 increments of 30 or 60 minutes. The old fashioned on my website is just a phone reading, but I'm just open for readings right now. I don't have any um, group things. I'm working on those and coaching packages and things of that nature. So just the reads.
All right, and I'm putting all my stuff in the chat. So I put the next event in the chat. You should be able to see that. Oh, wait a minute. Did I put them in the right chat? I think I put them in the wrong chat.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, it's the one I shared. So let's see. So there's my numerology course. Um, next, psychic shenanigans. I'll put that in there. Got to paste. Um, if we always say, if you want to support us, one of the best things you can do is share, like, post, repost our stuff. But if you do want to drop us a little virtual tip, we are
Mhm.
putting. Are you frozen, V? Can you say? I think V's frozen.
Okay.
V. Oh, I can hear you.
Uh-oh. Why did I freeze on the screen?
And I now have a Cash App.
What?
I know. I came into the what is it? The 21st century. So
Nice.
I'm putting my dream interpretation workshop in there and my animal communication workshop in there. So I got distracted. I usually do that while you're talking, but I posted it in the one I shared. So, hey, Janice, we just finished up tonight. Thank you, thank you. So, like I said, feel free to, share, retweet, post, like. That's one of the best ways you can support any content creator. But if you want to drop something in our virtual tip jars, that's great. Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Also, I put my numerology course in there, which is a recorded class that you can watch. My intuitive animal communication class, or my intuitive dream interpretation class. I put that in there as well. So check those things out. So V, just let me know you're still there. I know you're
Still
frozen.
here. I'm
Okay,
I'm
good.
frozen. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening.
you're frozen. It's a good look. It's like don't F with me. Look. So
Wait, let me
so
see. Oh,
so let me go ahead and end the night off by saying, may the beautiful, powerful, wonderful, awesome sexiness in me see and recognize the beautiful, powerful, awesome, wonderful sexiness in you, which basically translates into one word, and that is namaste.
and I say namaste.
Oh, let me do that. Let me do the air horn. All right, you guys. Hope to see you in a couple weeks. If we feel or figure out Memorial Day is not the day, we'll bump it out. But we'll hope to see you then. Have a wonderful day, night, week, wherever you are. All
Love
right.
you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, guys.